So, we're starting today with another Darius Riven Overwhelm deck. That being said, this build is quite different than the configuration we had played yesterday. Yesterday, we played a Freljord variation, and today we're playing a Targon Splash. So, there actually is there's a Targon what's the words I'm searching for? There's a Targon Noxious Overwhelm deck like this is one of the ones up on my website, but it's playing Draven as its second champion as opposed to Riven. I'm interested to see how Riven's power up feels here because neither Draven nor Riven have Overwhelm naturally, but Riven is able to give Overwhelm with the various blade fragments from her Reforge as well as the eventual blade to exile. Our Overwhelm units are especially good with decisive maneuvers here inside of combat. So this card stuns an enemy, which removes it from combat so it can't attack or block anymore. And then it gives all your allies +2 attack. So if you use decisive maneuvers to stun something blocking one of your Overwhelm units, you effectively make it unblockable for the turn because it no longer has anything in front of it. And then all of its Overwhelm damage trenches through the Nexus with the additional attack points. So the one thing that stands out to me in this list is there's no Pale Cascade, which has gotta be wrong. I'm not really sure what I would want to cut to fit that in though. Maybe Spell Thief doesn't quite fit into this shell. I feel like that card's probably too good to not be playing though. I'm gonna fit in at least a pair of Pale Cascades before we start. And let's go from there. There's a chance maybe we have too many non-units with those, but that card just has such a high floor. Morning, Fyra. Beansy! Checking in for the 17th month. Thank you for that very generous tier 3. I appreciate that. Good morning. Griffin Bruce had re-upped for the 52nd month shortly before I popped on. It's absurd duration. Welcome back. Lovi, thanks for the follow. Good morning. Zoe Leeson, eh? Easy mulligan on these two. Would like to find a 1-drop or something to curve out after the Crescent Guardian. Sure, looks good. I'm not entirely convinced that Blade Squire is a playable Runeterra card. This is a card that's I've been whelmed by in our other builds. It notably doesn't reforge until it dies, which means that it's just a 1-2 for 1 for a little bit. Okay, there's a Cascade. Yeah, I really, with how Reforge feels like it wants to be an aggressively slanted card, I feel like this card could probably be a 2-1, right? It's weird to me that it's a 1-2.
Requires concentration.
Yeah, the stat line on here is fine.
Floaty crystals.
Yeah, 3-1 for 2 is like an okay rate. It's like not amazing, but it's also like something playable. Uh-oh. The noodle is here, chat.
No.
Morning Space, yeah, I like this. Well, Terra's great. Taking a break from Magic has felt a lot like getting out of a toxic relationship. So do we Blade Fragment just to do this? I guess I could go... No, I can't even go wide with with both of these, right? Because I don't have enough bench space. I think that's the play. Just doing this to do this. Had the silence. That's still fine, right? I think we're just smashing in here. They want to, like, eat my 2-2 to take 5. I think that's a good exchange for us. You know, it's really funny to me how many people I've talked to or, like, have mentioned to me that, like, they stopped playing Magic before I did, but they still watched me play Magic. It's a really, really interesting commentary on where that game is as a whole. This is actually really good for them because they're going to notably get above 10 here, which means Darius won't be leveled. I think the play this turn is probably just House Spider, and then we bank some mana. We'll block to trade and then drop a Darius. Really? They're not attacking with that. That's still good for us. Yeah, deal. I feel like they should have traded this for a 2-2. I guess they want to trade it for the 3-3, but getting to play Darius leveled here seems like pretty big upside. And we had the Pale Cascade rolled up after. Just overrate this 1-1.
Noxus. Mine is the hand of Noxus.
Sleepy Trouble Bubble. So I think we just smash here. If they want to block one of these down here, we can Pale Cascade to kill it.
What are you?
Come on, chase me!
Exchange seems fine for us. Their Lee Sin is at 4 out of 8, so pretty low likelihood that they combo kill us next turn. Not 0, but low. No, that username doesn't mean anything to me, Fact or Fiction. So if there's drama surrounding it, I'm not familiar. Ooh, that's a great draw.
Looks like I'm ready.
Bye-bye.
Well, that means we're not getting combo killed, so I suppose we go Riven into crowd favorite here. So, in the instant, so there isn't an always strictly right, strictly wrong. There isn't like a strict rule of thumb, you always order your attackers this way, you never order your attackers this other way. But in the instance of last turn, I ordered my larger attackers first because combat resolves left to right. So by ordering my larger attackers first, it incentivized my opponent to put their lifesteal thing in front of my larger attackers. That's absurd. Brutal. So she leveled, so this gets Challenger, so they're gonna get to kill one of my smaller things here. Yeah, I think that Zoe's gonna actually win the game here. Opponent's deck is really... I really wish they... I really hope they... they're not going to. I wish they would change Lee Sin. I hate his current design, and there's so many sweet decks around him that like, don't involve the combo kill. It's just so... It's so sad that, like, he's limited to, like, just being this very toxic combo card. Because, like, the opponent's build is, like, really awesome, and Lee Sin didn't show up here, so we got to play a fair back-and-forth game. I don't think any of this deck's win rates are high enough to warrant changes, unfortunately. Alright, so that's a Pale Cascade.
That's what you want?
Morning, Zero. In a lot of ways, Zoe's level up is self-enabling too, because of all the various forgot I had an alarm set. Man, I hope... Did that music come through over my microphone? It'll be a real shame if I get a DCMA flag for my alarm going off. It's awkward.
Zoe, what's your name?
Maybe my what's it called save does. RTX filter. I guess if they can't give this Overwhelm, we're taking 5. They have to pump this up 3 times, which is not I guess decisive maneuvers might save us here.
Prepare yourself.
Chat didn't hear anything. Good. Sweet. The old defensive decisive maneuvers here. And then if we peel Darius or like another maneuvers next turn, we could be in an okay spot. What's it called? This is technically our second Reforge. We could draw the 3-1 to Reforge again here as well.
I fight with my spirit, not my fists.
That probably means we're dead. They're gonna get a 2-1 with lifesteal here.
Breathe in, breathe out.
People being afraid of songs playing. I mean, yes and no. In general, as a creator, I think being able to protect the things that you've made or being able to get paid for the things you've made being used is a good thing. The laws surrounding it aren't perfect, but in general, as someone who makes a living making things, I think it's a net positive that they exist. A big part of the issue is Twitch's current lack of tools surrounding those laws, more so than the laws themselves in a lot of cases. Like, YouTube, for instance, provides a lot of tools that help you manage them much better. Like on YouTube, if I upload a piece of content that contains someone else's work, the monetization on that content gets split between me and the person whose work I'm sharing if they want to, which most things are set up that way. Whereas, like, Twitch doesn't have tools that enable that type of thing. No reason to block this. I don't care about the 1 point of damage. I don't wanna give this damage on it to start getting Star Spring triggers. So this is currently a 6/5, so that sounds great. Attack through this.
The Star Child. I'll clear a path for you.
Good to see you too, Vin.
Noxian strength.
I mean, you said there that they only got a 3-day ban. It sounds like you think they should have gotten banned for longer. Like, do you think people should get strict punishment for accidental things like that?
You are better than this.
Don't touch my flock.
Like, is that what you're implying with your comment there? That there should be stricter punishments for people that make an innocent mistake like that?
Stand back.
I think I'd probably disagree with that premise. I've not played Zoe Draven yet, no.
Find the goodness in you, River King.
Hope only provides temporary sustenance, child.
I think I'm going Precious Pet into Crescent Guardian, and then we'll have decent open attacks next turn.
Stars fall. Take heart by the power of the stars.
So I could do this, and then this here to kill this. Now there is some downside to using the Pale Cascade like this. Using the Pale Cascade here means that I can't use it in response to Kench next turn, but I think that's fine.
Appetizers are plenty.
Decisive maneuvers is busted. Are we starting with that? I think we're doing that, right? That I was gonna crowd favorite, but this draw means I'm gonna open attacks.
How delectable.
So I guess I'm confused then, Factor Fiction. Are you upset that, like, so do you think Forcing's ban should have been less, or do you think her ban should have been more? And if you think Forcing's ban should have been less, you probably should be okay with her getting less then, right? If they're gonna actually start putting context to things. Like, again, like, people often try to paint these situations as, like, black and white, when generally speaking, they're shades of gray. What would be the best deck, in your opinion, to climb through Gold and Platinum? The deck you enjoy playing the most? Runeterra's got a giant list of decks that are super competitive. I would definitely recommend just playing a deck that you like. And how did you reach those scientific numbers? I don't know. In general, I think things that are accidental like that, there should be a pretty good amount of leniency. Say, hey, don't mess up again. I think all the decks on Mobalytics is a good source. I think all the decks on my website are also a good choice. But again, it mostly comes down to preference. Runeterra is a tough game if you're someone that's just looking to jam a best deck. Because there aren't like, this deck is head and shoulders above everything else, so you should play it if you want to win. Because there's just like a bunch of decks that are reasonable in Runeterra.
Linger in the air.
I don't strictly agree with that, Precipic. I think Gohard gets to beat up on a bunch of different brews that people have, but I think a bunch of the good established decks have very reasonable Gohard matchups. Gohard to me feels like it chokes out a lot of fringe decks in the format, but as far as like established decks go, the other non-Gohard established decks tend to have decent Gohard matchups in my experience. And that's why they're the other established decks, is they're good against what the best deck is.
Have a mushroom.
Have 3.
Heard about you.
So crowd favorites are best draw next turn. That's nice. Well, I mean, most efficient would just be whatever aggro deck you like playing the most. So, like, highest win rate you can achieve with shortest game time is the most efficient. That's just objectively the case.
I'm a peddler, not a meddler.
Vandal scouts are never afraid.
Excuse you.
Trying to figure out how they want to block here. We're in a pretty good spot to start. Our board's pretty wide. We've got Darius rolled up here.
I've always been a fun guy.
It's a pretty good play. He's going to gain them 4 here. Second Darius isn't even a terrible draw. Our opponent's at 10, so this is gonna come down leveled, and the second one will be a decimate for us. Blazas, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel.
I'll scout ahead.
Blade Squire has not been impressive, no.
I love the smell of mushrooms in the morning. Success is planting your mushroom crop. Enough for everyone.
Blade Squire has been a 1-2 for 2 so far. Kind of a nice last turn to get to drop leveled boy here. Now, the opponent's archetype is Freljord. They often play some amount of harsh winds or flash freezes, so Darius not guaranteed to be a dunk here. And they play Sajani too. And then we're kind of just stonewalled at this point, right? Huh. Yeah, and like, Tebow's gonna double up the puff caps in our deck next turn, so there's a good chance we're just locked out here between these two. The opponent's deck is very good. There's a highlight of their archetype on my highlights channel from Christmas. Deck felt very powerful and competitive.
Only the strong survive.
Yeah, bot is great. Probably one of the top couple of cards of the set, honestly.
Have a mushroom. Have 3.
Knocked out by this Johnny at this point. They're a really tough deck to linear out of the game. They have a lot of must answer threats. I feel like Spell Thief doesn't really have a place in this deck either. I think Rune Weaver's probably fine. Zoe's literally one of the most played cards from the expansion, and she's really powerful. So stop it. Get some help. Yeah, has really good statistics on her. She's the highest win rate champion of the new bunch as well. I'm just gonna add some other 1-drops in here. Round out the last set of the Pale Cascade. King Robin Gibshot, thanks for the follows. Good morning and welcome. I'm gonna mulligan these two, looking for a 2 to curve into here. Alright, 2 draws and a House Spider, chat. If we hit a Spooky Spider, we get to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I have not played Zoe Draven, no. I think you asked that earlier, and I believe I responded to you. Or was that someone else that asked?
Bless the faithful and sear the heretics.
Nah, it was someone else.
No
Just
mercy
remembered.
for heretics.
I think with the crowd favorite rolled up in hand here, I'm just supposed to pass. I'm just supposed to take my hits and get my board wide to play this out. No 2-drop feels real awkward aiming towards this card though. Right on time, House Spider. Welcome to the party.
When will I find
Yeah, I agree with Hoosier's assessment there. I think Zoe's like a really fantastical power level for a card overall.
Follow the horizon.
it must be done?
Oh, gonna get Pale Cascaded. I don't think I can take a hit for 6 though. No Cascade is great. Huh? Do I want to play a 4-3? I think I do. I think I need to just be aggressive here.
Stand for Noxus!
I don't think I could just keep taking hits. And like if I don't play this out, I have to like keep just like doing nothing so I can get it bigger. So I'm just supposed to get it down and start pushing damage here.
No turning back now.
Punish transgressors.
You leave me no recourse.
Oh, right here. Yeah, I probably should have just left this up. They're still at 16, so we're pretty far off of Darius at this point.
I was born in battle and raised by war. By the moon's crescent blade. Find your path in the dark and follow no false light. Whatever the cost, I will be heard.
This has quick attack, so no point in pumping.
I have my orders.
Bless the faithful and sear the heretics.
Yeah, I think the Leona Asol variation is the current pick for this is the biggest, greediest thing you can do in the format.
These hands know metal and magic.
And that's like kind of BBG's specialty / MO, right? Like he's gonna find whatever is the biggest. He likes to play mid-range and control. He dislikes aggro. So whatever the go. He doesn't like to lose a grindy game. It feels like from watching his content. They're usually a good person to go to in terms of finding whatever is the biggest thing to be doing in a given format. Dr. Cult, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Herkadar, thank you for the 41 months of Prime. It's a really long time. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. It's my favorite Victor pairing. Victor Zoe Gems was a list we'd played somewhat recently. Katarina Zed is not an established archetype, no. There might be something good there, but not anything that anybody's found yet to date that I'm aware of. Morning, Milk. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, Katarina with Plaza has seemed okay. It's put up some metrics on both Mobalytics. Plaza, so good it makes cat playable. There's a tagline for you.
Words of power linger in the air. I've whipped up something special.
I'm gonna go ahead and just kill their keg here. Save myself a damage. Runeweaver should be at 3-2. Maybe.
Ready, aim.
Silly thing.
Treasures of the ages for life.
Black Market Merchant's an interesting one. Oh, I guess they're Twisted Fate Misfortune, so maybe they're a little bit more mid-rangey overall. Oh, and they're PNZ instead of Noxious as their second. I saw these two champions and like phased out their regions when I was looking at it to start. It's interesting. It's gonna go wide here, I think.
A little adjustment for a lot of power.
that you got there?
Do nabbed cards count toward augment? No, they're not created. They're stolen. Think I'll hold on to this for now. I have 5 decks turn. We could do this. We could do like this, and then open on decisive maneuvers. Or Darius, perhaps. There's still at 17 though, so decisive maneuvers is probably a little better.
Serve the greater good.
Finger on the trigger. In range. I've got us covered.
Approach, savage.
Missed.
Alright, I think we do Darius.
Mine is the hand of Nox.
Forces a block here. Hey, C Unit, thank you for the 34 months of Prime support. Almost 3 entire years. Welcome back. Good morning.
I'm always in for a round or two. Something
Red
for
card is quite good here.
Above all.
You're bluffing.
Woof.
Allow it.
Sure. Nobody said Zoe was the singular best card in the expansion as you take the goalpost and slide it down after being called out on it. Quality internet argument. I don't think anybody's gonna disagree with you that Plaza is stronger than Zoe. Plaza is probably most reasonable people's pick for the best card in the expansion. But if you're talking about a list of the best 5 cards or so in the expansion, Zoe is almost assuredly in the discussion for that. Also, like, her level up is not that hard to achieve, and she's good even when she doesn't level up. So, like, you're a bit off base in that part of your assessment as well. I would have agreed with you if you told me during spoiler season Zoe was hard to level up, but having played with and against her in practice a bunch, that's actually it's really not true. She is far more self-enabling than she appeared on the surface. She regularly gives herself 3 or 4 points towards leveling up. Where can you find the Cat Plaza list? There is a Cat Plaza list in the deck queue on my website. We're gonna get to it on stream at some point in the not too distant future.
Your fate was written.
Jokey Smurf, thanks for the follow. Good morning.
Damn it.
Yeah, Zoe Victor, sweet. Gems are good with Victor, and they're good with your various elusive cards.
Raise your weapon, Sunwood.
Yeah, I think that was obvious, Pop Ant. People like myself, we just didn't think that playing 10 cards, having her live to see 10 cards is going to be realistic. Alright, take 3.
The people are my strength.
A true Freljordian welcome.
I expected Zoe to be playable. I didn't expect her to level consistently.
I write the rules of power.
Many tribes under one banner.
Yep. Show level champs.
Today we fight as one.
Alright, so now I have to decide, am I opening attacks next turn or not? Nah, TF Gohard is just as popular as it was pre-Zoe. I think I'm just playing Darius next turn. The thing you need to remember about Runeterra decks is that a popular Runeterra deck is 10% of the format, not 40% of the format. Which is a pretty big differential. This is an absurd draw. So I get to play this, which is bigger than Darius, and I get the decisive maneuvers this turn now. Now, they are an Ash deck, so we could see Harsh Winds here. But definitely in the market for going for it here. Alright, they should be dead. I think this is lethal.
If it's a fight they want, stand and defend. This is our homeland.
It must be done.
I don't know about you, but I'm dealing 22. They could Brittle Steel to gain a couple here, but that shouldn't be enough. Yeah. Still got a -2. Yes, it's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Played against Fiora Zoe 3 times. Sometimes the matchmaking algorithm be out to get you like that. Another 1-drop?
Ours is the one true light.
The one true light.
Devotion to battle.
Crunch. He's ready to break some people, chat.
Time for a true display of skill.
The past is a burden we must learn to bear.
Watch and learn.
That's gonna be a good motto for 2020 in the future, chat. The past is a burden we must learn to bear. Big 2020 mood, Riven. Yikes. My favorite has no crowd to cheer him on, chat. Pala! The tier 3 for 33 months. It is a very symmetrical number. Thank you very much and welcome back.
Words of power linger in the air.
I guess I could have... Yeah, maybe this plays wrong. Maybe I should have Blade Fragmented into Crescent. Bale Cascade, looking aces, as always. Alright, they're below 10.
Bragging if you could back it up.
I think I'm playing this for the sake of resource efficiency. It's not going to get much bigger at this point. Feels like a level Darius turn next turn. I guess I could go Ballista Crescent Guardian, but that's actually less power than level Darius, right? Level Darius sucks into Stun Spider.
For Noxus, I have my orders.
Yeah, sucks into Stun Spider.
I'm so good, I surprised myself.
The question is if we can avoid dying to this next turn.
I sense their power.
Noxian strength.
We just punch with this here. Okay, quick attack, looking good there. They are dead to second Darius, potentially. I wouldn't be surprised if they tell this one to get flocked, though, so... Scorched Earth, sure. Morning, Logan.
Watch and learn. Nailed it.
So we're at 14, so the odds of dying here are low. Famous last words.
The people are my strength.
Huh. That's a pretty good one. I was gonna ask if I'm supposed to open here, but I'm pretty sure we're supposed to deploy things. Ghosted. Thanks for not ghosting the stream. I appreciate the 21 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping us around. Riven was okay in that set. Would Riven have better or worse than Draven there? Yeah, I think Draven would have been better. One piece of synergy that's really nice in the Draven build of this deck is the axes allow you to enable Nightfall really cheaply, which is great. This build is also giving up Mountain Goat, notably, to play the 3-1, which I guess you could technically play Goat instead of the Reforged 3-1, but...
Ours is the one true light. Devotion to battle.
My shield is yours.
It's annoying. So they'll eat a 2-2. We get to at least keep this at home here.
Sunward.
Yeah, that's another very real consideration. Like, we're playing actual factual copies of Whirling Death, but like getting to have more virtual copies of Whirling Death via Draven's Champion spell is really good. With this draw, I think I just have to pass here. I don't think I want to throw units away.
The ocean whispers her secrets.
I stand for Noxus.
Open wide, sugar. This is our way.
We must get by these.
I think I'm happy trading this for a, well, I guess Sharpsight actually beat us there, huh? For the 6-4. I think I'm fine with this exchange, though. Gosh, our hand's mediocre.
I was born in battle and raised by war. Nothing gets between me and my mark.
Yeah, Draven could attack into this board, right? Because we'd have an axe in hand to threaten with. And here, Riven's just paralyzed by their 3-4. The quick attack and the inability to boost herself right away.
No! We must start over.
I'm gonna go ahead and move on from this one. I feel like this falls into just kind of the strictly worse than the other things that we've played before. Up on my website, I have the Darius Overwhelm deck, which is very similar to what this is doing. It's a Draven Darius aggressive deck with a Targon Splash for things like Soldier, Mountain Goat, etc. And I think this build is probably just a better variation of what this deck is looking to do. I think Darius is just more aggressive than what Riven allows you to do. Draven's axes specifically allow you flexibility with the Nightfall units. That's really good. And Runeweaver is just a worse quality card than Mountain Goat on average. Not only is its stat line worse, but I think on average the gems are better than what Reforge are doing, and you're likely to get 1 to 2 gems out of the Goat a lot of the time.